Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody control me.
He looked at me like a father figure. He sure did. But here's the thing, Jungle Boy. I never wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead.
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I'm your host, The King, and we'll be reviewing AEW Collision. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Specifically, the Father of the Year, Christian Cage. We're going to address why he's Father of the Year a little bit later, but we start out the show with the Blackpool Combat Club in an 8-man tag match against TMDK, formerly known as TM61 WWE, if you don't know, Lio Rush and Rocky Romero. This was pretty much it started out as a tag match and then just instantly went into just a big brawl with spots all over the place. Once they got all the big spots and everything where everyone got their stuff in out the way, pretty much Lio Rush was tossed into Jon Moxley, Paradigm Shift, GG's, Blackpool Combat Club got the W. And then at the end of the match, Moxley, out of breath, like he's about to die, cuts a promo pretty much saying Naito, he's going to end up destroying him and all this other stuff, but we know that's not happening. Naito's not getting destroyed. Right? Tony Khan wouldn't book that, right? Of course not. The Acclaimed come out to address the EVPs and the Young Bucks for not only cutting their segments, but also trying to attack them and Swerve about like 2 weeks ago. And said they don't care if they get fined or not. They just want to get those gold back around their waists. But Brandon Cutler comes out there and says that he's going to fine all of them for their transgressions against the EVPs. But Christopher Daniels pulls up and says, no, Tony Khan is not going to fine any of them until Brandon Cutler to get to the back. So shouts out to the Acclaimed for not getting fined. But they said they will still want the tag team gold that's around the Young Bucks waist. So I like the feud we're going on here with the Acclaimed, the Young Bucks. Hopefully Acclaimed to get more TV time and get back to that point where they were just like the most over team or probably most over attraction on AEW TV. We get Thunder Rosa versus Deanna Pizzeria in a no DQ match. Honestly, AEW does one thing better than anybody else right now in wrestling, and that's anything Extreme Rules, no DQ, like all that stuff. Like they do it way better than anybody else. This match was pretty much like a good example of it. Two women. Normally, when women do Extreme Rules matches, sometimes it's never as physical as you need it to be, or where it doesn't look as great. But Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo pretty much used all the maneuvers they could. With all the weapons around, they used everything from tables to stairs to kendo sticks to chairs to even trash bins. And it was even a spot where Thunder Rosa ran up a table and did a drop kick while a trash can was over Purrazzo's head while she was in the corner. So like they were in their bag this match. But Purrazzo attacked one of the cameramen on the outside, took the cord from his camera, and used that to strangle Thunder Rosa till she passed out, which is how Deonna won the match. And then she stood on top of her dead body and posed. So, shouts out to Deonna for getting the W there. Big win for Deonna. They give a 1-year anniversary recap showing footage of Collision from the beginning. So, of course, they end up showing CM Punk in the starting of this footage. Hilariously enough, we get a match between Hechicero of CMLL facing off against Dalton Castle. Hechicero was pretty much the dominant force in this match. He countered everything that Dalton Castle threw at him, and pretty much in less than 7 minutes, he pretty much beat Dalton Castle. Then immediately after the match, Hechicero and Timu Bloodline. Yeah, that's what we're calling them, Timu Bloodline, because those dudes just look like the version of Bloodline, but Wish or Timu, whichever one you want to call it. They pulled up on Dalton Castle and started stomping him out. And before they were going to hit their finish on him, Garcia and Daddy Magic pull up for the save. We then go to the backstage where we get Leo Rush interacting with Dante Martin, Action Andretti, and Darius Martin. Pretty much, if you remember early parts of AEW, Leo Rush was Dante's manager pretty much, and pretty much had him under his wing until, you know, Leo Rush ended up leaving and all that, etc., turning, all that, etc. But now he's back, and he's saying he wants to reform pretty much, and introduces himself to Dante's brother, and pretty much Dante's brother doesn't want anything to do with him because of what happened last time with the interaction between Leo and Dante. But yeah, I mean, Andre, he seems to be cool with him, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what that leads to. We now go to Christian's Father's Day celebration. This is the best part of the show. Mama Wayne introduces Christian Cage to the ring, where Christian gives his fantastic speech and pretty much tells Nick Wayne that your dad dying was the best thing that ever happened to you because it led you to me. Nick Wayne gave him a card where he wrote something for him, pretty much stating that Christian is the best TNT champion ever, and he hopes to grow up to be just like him and be just as great. Killswitch, or Luchasaurus, also had a present for Christian, and it was a portrait painting that he made. Christian kind of nonchalantly blows that portrait off, says, it's all right, you know, this card was better, but you know what I'm saying? Luchasaurus wasn't really a fan of it. Almost left the ring, but you know, Christian told him, nah, you got to stay here. Even though the fans are trying to chant Luchasaurus and we're trying to turn him back, but nah, he pretty much was coerced back to the meeting group. Christian made a declaration saying that even though he did not get the AEW World Title, he was robbed because his shoulder was still up when he got pinned. So he was like, normally he would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go immediately back after it, but instead, say he's gonna work his way up, starting with getting the trios championships with his son Nick Wayne and Killswitch. So he told them this is his gift to them pretty much on Father's Day, is all three of them heading towards the trios titles. He then states and makes a declaration that AEW is now his company and that he is now Tony Khan's father. Yeah, bro, Christian's great, bro. This dude is he's the peak of AEW. Probably like top 5 people in wrestling right now. We get Lee Moriarty versus Dante Martin for a spot at the TNT title in the ladder match. A decent match. A lot of quick high spots from Dante. More mat technician wrestling from Lee. It was like the match didn't last long. It was like a quick little 5 to 8 minute match. Nothing crazy. Dante gets the win with the frog splash. And then after he wins, Shane Taylor Promotions pulls up on him to beat him down. His brother and Andretti show up to assist, but they're starting to get stomped out as well. And out comes Leo Rush to help them out and get rid of Shane Taylor Promotions. So it's like Leo Rush is looking like he's turning towards the good side to rejoin Dante and his friends. Or maybe it's just a ploy in his plans. We'll have to see. But as of right now, the ladder match consists of Dante Martin, Mark Briscoe, Inosuke Takeshita, and Jack Perry. We get Kyle O'Reilly versus Anthony Henry with Roderick Strong on commentary. I didn't care for this match at all. This match meant nothing. Like it really meant nothing at all. like Anthony Henry. I don't even know who the hell that is. Kyle O'Reilly won this match. I don't care about whoever the hell that is. It didn't matter. That's all you need to know. Kyle O'Reilly won a match against a dude named Anthony Henry. Moving on. We are now in the main event. The Bang Bang Gang. Guns and Juice Robinson against the House of Black. The start of this match, the Bang Bang Gang were just playing games, bro. They kept doing silly stuff, dumb stuff, taunting, everything in the books. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the House of Black was just destroying them for a majority of this match. You come back from ad break and they still getting whooped. Like they still getting turned up, upside down, flipped inside out. Like it's just crazy. Then they finally get an up on them. And then they start like keeping Malachi towards their corner, getting frequent tags to keep him controlled in one corner. And eventually, after like a whole 4 minutes again, worked and hemmed up in the corner, Malachi finally escapes being held back, fights back, gets a hot tag to Buddy Murphy, who comes in, or Buddy Matthews, but we're going same thing. Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy, the same thing. Buddy comes in, starts working the guns, taking them both out. But then once he goes for a Meteora on Juice, he lands very poorly on his knee, and I think his knee legit got injured. And they had to cut the commercial break while he rolled to tag in Brody King. When they come back from commercial break, Buddy Matthews is being taken towards the back by two medical staff members. So now it turns into a 2-on-3. Malachi and Brody try to hold off the Bang Bang Gang, but they start to become too much with the numbers. But out comes Pac to even the numbers, to distract them. And then Malachi gets one of the guns with a black mass roundhouse kick to the face and then pins him. And before they can even celebrate, on the screen comes the patriarchy, Christian Cage, Mama Wayne, Nick Wayne, and Killswitch, to show them the dead body of Buddy Matthews laid out to a concertone, letting them know that you're down to a 2-man team because they're coming for those trios tag titles. Father of the Year, Christian Cage. He now runs this company. This company is his. And he's looking to take over every single thing that they have, starting with the trios titles. What does this mean for AEW going forward? The patriarchy is going to start to grow. I'm calling it now. They're going to start adding more people. And they're going to start going on an expedition of gold, starting with the trios belts and then work their way up to the TNT. Then next the world title again. Calling it now. Christian Cage will be running this company by the end of this year. But that was AEW Collision. You will be getting the Clash at the Castle review probably later in the day tomorrow. But for now, thank you for joining me in the MVPs Lounge. We'll see you next time. The MVPs are out.
I know Jungle Boy, he looked at me like a father figure. He sure did. But here's the thing, Jungle Boy. I never wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father. But your father's...
You must be sleeping under a rock or something.